meets mind, we ponder, we dream.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name's Chris Kalabukas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking technology, philosophy, the future. Not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. If you're watching on YouTube, smack that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can be notified when a new show comes online. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please subscribe and please drop a note on Apple Podcasts. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Now, this might be a bit of a controversial subject. Because there's been a lot of talk lately, all over a lot of these services, about population growth. Population growth, depopulation, and maintenance of population. And this is one of the things that Teal and Rogan were talking about on their last show as well, on their show that I talked about, was they were looking at declining population levels of humanity. And if you actually extrapolate the population levels out, and in fact, I think Wired Magazine did this at one point. They looked out 20 generations, I think it was 20 generations, and they said that, or was it 200 generations? 20 to 200 generations, I forget exactly what it was. But they looked out that number of generations, and they realized that by that time, based on current numbers, that the human race would eventually extinguish itself. It would be gone. So we wouldn't have this amazing Star Trek future that a lot of us want, because the human race would simply disappear. We wouldn't be procreating any longer. And then you have advocates on both sides. You have advocates on the side of creating more children, creating more babies. And you have advocates on the side saying, oh, no, there's already too many babies. There's already too many humans on the planet. And I'm on the side of creating humans. And the reason why I'm on the side of creating humans is because I want to see the next Einstein, the next Tesla, the next Elon Musk being born. And if that doesn't happen, where are they going to come from? They're going to be a future human. Future humans and more future humans can create more future humans and more technologies and innovations and progress and improve the human race, improve humanity. If we have more, if we have less, there's less chances to create an Einstein, a Tesla, an Elon Musk, another one that can take humanity even further. So the question is that why is there this depopulation? Why is there this reduction in population? And if you look at population over time, you'll realize that one of the reasons why the population was, my parents' generation, my parents they had 5 kids. Their families were huge. 5 kids, 10 kids. Earlier than that, they had 5, 10 kids, huge families. When it came to myself and my brother, we had 2. My kids, 2. Why did they need to have 5 kids? Why did they need to have 10 kids? Because it was an agrarian society, and child mortality was higher. So you needed to have more children in order to work the fields, or you needed to have more children because some of them died. So in the past, we needed to have more children because of the living conditions that we were in. And I think the term that Peter Thiel used was late modernity. We are currently now in a period which he called late modernity. And in late modernity, you can look at what's around you and go, first of all, do I really want to bring a child into this world? And some people may not want to. They may not want to. But others are like, why? So this is a natural function of the world that we live in. Not because they made a conscious decision, but is there a need? And this is one of when you extrapolate as a science fiction author, this happens to you when you're trying to project out into the future. So I do a lot of projections into the near future, the far future, the medium future. And if you think to yourself, why are we still procreating? Why are we still having human beings? Why are we still getting married, having children. Why are we still having children? Because there's still an urge in us to continue to push forward our genetic line, right? Because our genetic material lives through our children. So if you can't create something, we're all striving for immortality. So you are immortal through your children because your genetic material has passed down through your children. And all of our ancestors are immortal through us and our children. I mean, they're no longer alive, but their genetic material is still within us. So the genetic material continues. But I don't know if that's that much of a drive. Maybe the drive is to create a version of yourself. Maybe the drive is to continue your legacy, have some immortality through another human being that's like you and maybe remembers you for 2, 3, 4 generations. However many generations experience you. But we're going to get to a point where we're going to be able to create humans. And if you think about extrapolating things out, right now, only human beings can create humans. We've made strides towards human beings being fertilized outside of the womb. But currently, only human beings can create human beings. And what if we couldn't? What if we didn't need to do that anymore? What if we had machines that could create human beings? What if we could create machines that would create human beings? And then you think to yourself, why? Why are we, when extrapolating this thing to the future, extrapolate things into the future, extrapolate merging with AI, extrapolate human beings downloading their consciousness into machines. If all of a sudden, let's say a few years from now, there was some breakthrough in AI and we were able to download our consciousness into a machine so that it could live forever, it could be immortal. If you could do that, would you still want to have children? If we could be immortal, what happens to procreation? If we get our immortality through ourselves living longer lives, either as human beings or as AI hybrids or as AI or as downloaded entities in a machine, if we can live our entire lives immortal like that, and we can create, if you think about it, we can create copies of ourselves. If we wanted to procreate virtually, we could write children and put those children in the same virtual world as ourselves. If we got to that point, would we still need to create human beings? That's what boggles my mind sometimes when I extend all this out into the future. If we could make ourselves virtually immortal, would we stop having children? Good question, huh? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.
Pixels and philosophies merge and mold, a future untold, unseen.